Welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Retrospective podcast. I'm your host, Earnest EJ Christian. After a month off, yes, I am still alive. You know, I had a little health scare recently, but everything's all good now. Of course, joined here by, as I did this actually fucking wrong. Hold on. Yeah.
You suck.
I suck at this. There's been a long time I've done this shit here. 2/5 of the 3CT podcast. We got Big Jim James Nies. We got Ryan Miller. Fellas, what is going on?
Oh, with the last names.
I remember when I podcasted for the first time.
Yeah. Feels like maybe the edibles hit me right now. Who knows? I took the edible an hour ago. Who knows?
That could be a problem. Drugs are bad, EJ. Okay.
What did you hit?
Something. Hit somebody.
Amen.
So, in real time though, the upcoming event for WWE, the Elimination Chamber, is up this is it Sunday morning?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
I think it starts at 5:30 a.m. Eastern time.
So I will not be watching live, obviously, because I'll be asleep.
Oh, you're old ass. You'll probably have to get up to pee around then. So,
well, dude,
honestly, just stay awake.
Yeah.
You guys don't plan your fiber pill and just stay up.
You guys don't plan on watching it, do you? At least live, anyway, do you?
There is 0% chance that I watch this live.
0.0.
I will at least watch some of it live because, well, actually, the both of us, we work at the same place of business, and we both work this Saturday, and that starts at 7:30 a.m. So at the very least, I will turn it on my TV next to me at the beginning of business on Saturday. If I happen to wake up early enough to turn it on before that, I will, but I'm not setting an alarm to wake up and start it earlier.
So Tim, I don't really appreciate. I'm going to go on record with the having to pee comment because I am 40 years old and I have hit that stage where, like, if my alarm is set to go off at 8 o'clock and my body wakes me up at like 7 and I'm like, oh, I got to pee. I can't lay in bed for that next hour and like fight it all. Like, I am old enough now where I'm like, I got to go. If I wake up at 2, there's a good chance I got to just go take a piss.
What's your limit to holding your piss? Like over under 3 hours? You can go over 3 hours.
Yeah. I don't wake up every 3 hours to piss, but I mean, I'm at that age where it's like, oof. I have to lay in bed and consider, am I going to be able to, I ain't going to piss the bed either. Do I want to get woken up again with the urge to piss? I'm really
lazy to get out of bed. I'm just lazy sometimes. If at 5 in the morning, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to get out of bed right now.
That's exactly what it is. It's a laze thing. And can I push it till when I get up? I also start work at 9:30, so it's not like I'm getting out of bed at 6 to start work. I'm pretty lazy.
Do you work from home?
I do.
Oh, it's easy.
Like Jim was talking about, like maybe waking up early and catching this show. Oh no, that's right. We work earlier this weekend. It's a weekend shift.
Yeah, it's a 7:30 start time.
Our shift starts at 7:30. I'm getting out of bed at 7:15.
You guys can't quit each other.
I am going downstairs.
No, we really can't.
You really can't.
Starting my computer, going to the bathroom, and then starting work.
Together, fucking working together now. What's next?
Yeah.
Bro, it's even more than that. Like Friday night, we're probably going to
Jim's caught me naked at college.
It's true.
It's true. I used to stage scenes for him to walk in on at college.
He's not joking either. But like Friday night,
I believe him.
Like Friday night, we're probably going to go down check out an independent wrestling show together. Saturday, we're going to the Hershey Bears hockey game together. Yeah, man,
we are as gay as you could be without actually being gay dudes.
That's right.
It's pretty much.
It's honestly the truth.
He's not wrong. Like we go, we do late night Walmart trips, diner trips.
A lot. Yeah. I tell his wife, "Love you" when I leave their house.
He does. He does.
That's awesome.
Like,
awesome friendship, man.
Next thing you know, watching a pay-per-view and premium live event, what have you. She'll go to bed.
I swear to God, if I see you guys on friendship basis one day, I'm in. That's it.
I'm honestly shocked that we haven't gotten friendship bracelets together. I'm not gonna lie.
It's on brand for both of you guys, I guess, right?
I'm not gonna lie. What does that mean?
I don't know. This, you guys are sensitive enough. Come on.
I'm woke enough that I can wear jewelry and not
that's how I was going.
Be questioned about it. Sure.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with my own
Ryan,
sexuality. Sure.
Well, we know Jim is woke enough. Ryan, you're definitely almost on level.
Oh, we know. Yeah, we know Jim's woke enough. I'd love to chat with you on one of your shows about politics because.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon.
I think
It's
that's something that I
almost
don't
a year.
think we get a lot into, but
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of.
It's only
life.
election year. It's only election year.
Is
man.
it
No big
really?
deal. No big deal. No big deal.
Man.
We'll get to that.
Wait, it's an election year this year?
Allegedly.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to have two really good candidates to pick from this year. I'm
Guys
sure
like in their 50s, like prime of their life.
Yes.
I just want a candidate that has to deal with what they do in office for more than a few years before they die.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sick of 70-year-olds making the decisions, kicking the bucket, or it just doesn't impact them anymore because they're so fucking old that it doesn't impact their lives anymore. That's what I'm sick of. I'm sick of those old presidents thinking they have a pulse of, and I'm not even a young guy anymore. I just told you I have to like gamble and peeing in bed. Like I'm not a young chicken anymore, but like I couldn't imagine how disenfranchised I would be if I was like 22.
Like I was going to say, you remember like when we were in college and we were like politically engaged and we were like out canvassing
for George Bush.
Ironically enough, for the Republican Party.
Wild.
And
when Bush was elected, he wasn't that old, was he?
Could you imagine? In his 50s. Yeah, he was in his 50s. Like that seemed reasonable.
Seemed reasonable.
But yeah, could you imagine being like in college now and trying to get hyped for this?
Well, I'm
40 and I can't get hyped.
No. Unless you're a actual Trumper. Yeah, I can't see.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell us how you're excited, EJ.
I'm not.
See what I did there? That's a good one.
That's like that. Anyway, so we mentioned Elimination Chamber a lot 10 minutes ago because. So I figured, you know what? Let's watch the very first Elimination Chamber in WWE history, which took place at Survivor Series. The 2002 Survivor Series was the 16th annual Survivor Series, produced by WWE. It was held for wrestlers for the Raw and SmackDown brand divisions. Took place November 17, 2002, from MSG in New York City, New York. You guys have been to MSG before?
I never have, man. It is a place I'd love to see a show, a wrestling show, or a hockey game at.
Yeah, I've been there one time. That's it. Ryan, you been to MSG before?
No, I've been past it. But that's
it.
What show did you see up there?
Michael Jackson's last concert. Michael Jackson's last concert.
That makes sense.
Yeah. This
was his actual last concert.
Well, his actual last concert. Not the one that he was supposed to do in London. That's supposed to fly to as well. But the one he did in 2001 before 9/11.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you live up this way or did you travel from?
No, I flew up there. I flew. Wow. I'm willing to fly. See Mike.
I say, how many years have you lived in Florida? Because you were originally.
Age 9.
Okay. Oh, wow. So basically, you're old.
Okay. Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm old.
How many times did you see MJ?
Once.
Oh, okay.
Once. Yeah.
Well, and then that time at Neverland Ranch, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In concert, I should have said.
In concert. Right. Now, were you? I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Were you planning on going to one or more of the London shows?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Then he died. So yeah. Anyway. This Survivor Series was held under WWE name after the promotion was renamed from the WF in WWE in May, and was also the first Survivor Series held under the first brand split. The attendance for the show was 17,930. Buy rate was 340,000. So November 2002. What the hell were you guys doing?
It was my senior year of high school.
God, you're so young.
Yeah,
I'm a freshman in college.
So yeah, I would have just finished. I just would have finished the championships for my marching band season. I was actually probably laid up because I had knee surgery that fall.
Really?
I tore my meniscus. Yeah.
Yes, big cymbal player there tearing his meniscus on the field.
I'm kidding. I kid you not. I tore my meniscus in band camp.
Oh my God!
Before my senior season.
The jokes write themselves.
There was kind of a hole in the field that we were rehearsing on, and because as a percussionist, you don't turn your feet. You like if you go backwards, you just tiptoe. If you go sideways either direction, you tiptoe and cross your feet. And when I was doing a sideways march, I stepped in the hole and my whole knee twisted on me. And I felt a pop, and I tore my meniscus, and that was in August. And my doctor wanted me to have surgery right away. I was like, well, can I is it going to make it worse if I march the season? He's like, well, it might just tear the whole thing. And I was like, okay. So I basically like triple ace bandaged and braced my knee for the season. And
I mean, no disrespect to your knee, but you went to band camp. Interesting.
I did. My band camp is nothing like was nothing like the movie American Pie.
So this is the first ever Elimination Chamber match in company history. Of course, you have Shawn Michaels, Kane, Booker T, the world champion Triple H, Rob Van Dam, and Chris Jericho were the participants for the show, for this match rather. So we're gonna get started about 2 seconds. Timestamp right now, of course, is Survivor Series 2002. This timestamp is 1 hour and 45 minutes even. If you need to pause, of course, you can do so before we get started. Also, it is season 16. Sorry, season 16, episode 1, the lone episode of Survivor Series.
So silly.
So other than that, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, man.
Let's just do it. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm not ready.
1. Oh, shut up! We're gone.
Too late. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
And there's Hunter Austin.
Look at him. I hated beardless Triple H.
You guys are still on this picture, right? It just went off with all
just
5 guys.
Bischoff for me.
Yeah, I'm on Bischoff now. Yeah,
I guys sent you a picture of that because Kane was hilarious in that graphic. I don't know if you guys had gotten that yet. I snapped it from my screen, so it's a bad picture. But he's all bucky toothed for some reason.
Oh shit! And by the way, that is the mayor of what place again?
Knox County.
Yeah,
Knox County.
One hell of a guy, right?
Yeah, one hell of a guy. That's what we'll call it. He's a hell of a guy. Good old Mayor Glenn.
So here is right now WWE. They're showing the entire structure of the Elimination Chamber, first of its kind. Very cool idea, to be honest with you.
What a demonic chamber.
Yeah, and I think this is a Bischoff idea, right? That's
was it really?
I believe so.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I believe it was the brainchild of Eric Bischoff.
That's news to me, my friend.
Yeah,
did not know that.
Let me see if I can.
Now, there is a company here in Lidditz, Jim, that made one of the they did not make this chamber, correct?
No, the current version of the chamber, the redesigned one from I think 2019 when they redesigned it to kind of be a little more boxy. Atomic Design in Lidditz, PA. I used to work in the grouping of companies that the Rock Lidditz companies. But yeah, Atomic Design does makes the Elimination Chamber. They do. I know they've done a lot of the big premium live event staging. I would imagine they're going to do WrestleMania again this year. They've done WrestleMania for the last few, so I should probably call somebody and find out what the stage is going to look like. But
yeah, let's get downtown and get a picture of the sign at least before it gets shipped out.
So that right now they're showing Shawn Michaels and Hunter and their rivalry. Now, Michaels has gotten back to the company first time in 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
Now is this brown trunks?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. As you'll see,
Michaels.
Pants.
Okay.
It's doo-doo pants. Yeah.
Doo-doo pant Michael. All right.
Yeah, it was an Eric Bischoff creation.
I'll be darned.
Are you serious?
Introduced by Eric Bischoff in November 2002. Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
Well, yeah, he introduced it at the pay-per-view, Jim. That's kayfabe, brother. That's kayfabe.
Her.
Where would you guys rank this among gimmick matches all time in the company? You have obviously steel cage matches. Obviously, you have Royal Rumble. You have Money in the Bank.
Royal Rumble's got to be number 1.
Right. Where would you rank Elimination Chamber matches?
I've always enjoyed them. I love the concept. Yeah. It's become one of those things where like now we get 2 every year. So I think it's, I don't want to say it's lost its luster, because I know like last year, especially the women's Elimination Chamber match was really, really good. Yeah. Probably one of the better women's Elimination Chamber matches that we've had. But when you know it's going to happen, it doesn't come as like quite as surprising. You know what I mean? Like every year we know there's going to be TLC. Every year we know there's going to be. So this has kind of worked its way into the thing, but I've always enjoyed the concept.
But I think the reason why it makes sense to do it, maybe I'm wrong. The reason why I think it works now as a kind of a February thing, because doesn't the winner of that match face the other champion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
generally.
Right. So I think that's why it makes sense to do it. Where the Rumble winner picks the champion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess part of me would kind of like, so let's pretend this year that CM Punk doesn't get hurt in the Royal Rumble. And the word was like he was going to win the Rumble. He was going to pick Seth, and then we were going to find a way to get us to Cody versus Roman, which theoretically would just be winning the chamber. But I would love to see, sometimes I'd like to see can we just find a creative way to get us there as opposed to just winning the chamber. Like I don't hate it. It's if you're going to put a pay-per-view, premium live event between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, then I guess like it does make the most sense to do it this way. But I'm still also in favor of not doing a show between the Rumble and Mania and just making that whole time between the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania about the build and the road to WrestleMania.
I feel like going forward, we're going to always see an out of the country pay-per-view in February. This is going to be one of the months because you can build WrestleMania without the pay-per-view being necessary to watch. You find out who wins, that person gets plugged in.
Quite frankly, you don't need a pay-per-view between Rumble Mania. I think the build itself is good enough. I think to Jen's point, it's kind of Hell in a Cell too. Hell in a Cell doesn't need a pay-per-view itself. It just needs to be a match. Let it be a blow-off for a feud instead of being an actual like TLC. Same thing too. Bring back the old names. Bring back Armageddon. Bring back all those really cool names. Backlash. All those
Unforgiven.
Judgment.
Yes. Here we go. Yeah. Why have
Fire? All those classic names.
Oh God. God.
This is probably a top 5 gimmick match for me. I like this over a cage match, over a Hell in a Cell match. I like the idea of 2 competitors starting, 4 being released throughout the match.
Yeah.
I think Royal Rumble has to be my number 1 gimmick
Easily
match.
number 1. Easily.
I probably like this. I've never been a WCW guy. I like this more than a War Games style match.
I don't have that.
Damn.
War Games.
I'm just not a WCW guy. I grew up watching the WWF.
You were never a WCW guy at no point.
I watched
in your life?
it.
You're old. You never got, okay.
I'm just not. I watched during the Attitude Era when everybody was flipping back and forth.
Right.
But on Monday nights, I was always a USA or a TNN guy to watch Raw.
The only time I was ever a WCW over WWE guy was when Hogan obviously turned on, and that year, the 2 years, that was it. And even then, it got really old really quick because it was oversaturated with the same guys.
They bastardized the NWO for sure.
Right. To be honest with you, I think Shawn Michaels and Undertaker's rivalry in '97 brought me back to WWE again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, that in addition to the NWO splitting up into two factions was stupid as shit. I maintain Wolfpack sucked. That was dumb. Wolfpack in Hollywood hated that.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where the NWO was making money, and how do you make more money? You create a different color merch, and highlight two groups of your biggest stars as opposed to everybody just being in one.
Correct.
Then everybody was just in 2. It got everything in WCW went from cool to silly pretty quick. But yeah, I'm like Ryan. I was always a WWE guy.
Yeah.
I watched both shows during the Attitude Era, but the Chamber was always good. Rumble will always be my number 1.
Yeah, of course.
Gimmick match. I mean, I love watching the Royal Rumble.
This might be
this year going to be going to WrestleMania. My other bucket list. I hope that there's a Rumble comes somewhat close to Pennsylvania that I can find my way there because I'd love to be in person for a Rumble.
This is W top 3, possibly number 2. I mean, I go back and forth that just some Money in the Bank. So,
oh, dude, I forgot that they
Saliva.
they had live entrance music played from what the location formerly known as WWF New York.
Yeah, the Saliva in the band.
World.
The world.
Are they playing Always? Let me see.
No, that would be the King of My World, right? I think
Okay.
that this was when Forcible Entry, I think, was the metal album.
Correct. Well, that had been out like 2 years at this point, though.
Yeah, but I think they still played it.
So Jericho was the world champion, the other world champion.
Jericho.
I guess the SmackDown champion. What do we call it? I guess
who was the
Hunter. Hunter was
he was the
how did they label it again? You had the WWE champion and you had
WWE
the world
champion and world heavyweight champion.
So Hunter was world heavyweight champion. Jericho was WWE champion.
No,
I'm sorry, Brock Lesnar was. I apologize.
Lesnar was, and then
Lesnar was.
Big Show beat him.
Yeah, this night.
Yeah, Big Show. I guess Big Show beat Lesnar.
Night. Yeah. So what belt was that with Jericho? Was it the IC champion?
Well, he didn't have a belt on, did he?
Yeah, he did have a belt on. Yeah. Yeah, he walked in the ring with a belt on.
I guess it would have been the Intercontinental title.
That was a different IC channel design then. I never seen that title before.
That oval. Yeah, well, yeah, you wouldn't have been. You probably weren't. You weren't watching at this point.
This was the start of my my hiatus. I got on hiatus early that year. 2002. I stopped right after Mania 18. So, but I will say, like, this era from here to like 2004, very fascinating. Watching it in hindsight now and watching all the highlights and the documentaries of the Ruthless Aggression era documentaries and stuff. Actually a really good era, to be honest. You think about it. Evolution, Hollywood Rock, Lesnar and all that. Goldberg returns to the company, comes to the company at some point. It's a really fascinating time. The talent pool was amazing.
This is a wild card. I just looked the card up. There was a ton of title changes on the undercard here.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Big Show and Brock.
Big Show won. Big Show's champion.
Heyman turned on him. Heyman turned on Brock that night.
Victoria beat Trish Stratus in a hardcore match for the WWE Women's Championship, in case you were curious the status of that division. Billy Kidman knocked off Jamie Noble for the Cruiserweight Championship.
No shit.
Wow.
And it looks like Los Guerreros defeated Edge and Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle and the name that shan't be named for the tag titles.
Oh, that name.
Wow, yeah, there was a ton. It was a full reset. It was like a full
reset. Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean this period of time right after WCW went down was a hell of a time for talent. Coming over.
But there was not a guy. There was no guy. I mean, The Rock was kind of in and out at this point. They were grooming Brock to be the guy, and Brock never really took it.
Yeah.
So for all these guys they've had here at this time, there was no.
Why do you think it was so big that Michaels came back?
Right.
That really made a big deal. And then I guess this is the evolution era. So you were starting to build. Right. You were starting to build Batista. You were starting to build Randy Orton. I guess this was probably about the time that John Cena.
Yeah. He already debuted at this point, but he was
debuted, so he was probably he was starting to become the next guy. Starting his ascension. So this is where it's wild to think some of the there's still a lot of talent from this show that's still going that the next 20 years of wrestling was going to be controlled by a lot of these guys in this era.
That's correct.
Oh, and his freaking mom haircut too. This was such an awkward look for Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels. This is the thing is I discussed it in the past many times over. My favorite HBK era remains 96 to 98. I understand that 2002 till retirement, he had the bigger moments. Obviously, Taker Mania's winning here, of course, tonight, this event, and other moments.
Spoiler alert.
20 years late. Fuck you.
Iron Man dies.
Right. But at the same time, it's just weird seeing Shawn Michaels in this era, like the short hair, the mom cut, as you'll see now, the reveal of the pants, the doo-doo pants.
Doo-doo pants and cowboy wrestling boots.
It's just weird. I'm sorry.
He did quickly.
Minus the doo-doo pants, this is today's AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Just put a beard on him. Yeah, you're right. Good old Uncle Alan. Yeah, Uncle Alan's got the mom hair for sure.
I do love this entranceway, that MSG short entrance ramp. I
do too. I
would love to see WWE do a Raw or whatever at MSG now, and to maximize the number of seats, do the short ramp and just the simple stage like that. To me, would be.
But don't they always do that though? Pretty much, or no?
No, they do an end stage. Like they do their full setup when they do go there. They haven't done the this actually was probably one of the last times they did the side entrance like this, because even WrestleMania 20, which would have been
wasn't Rumble
like a year and a half after this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They did the end stage because they did the Brooklyn Bridge.
Wasn't Cena's return at Rumble also a short stage too? I thought
it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they did. Okay. Yeah. So they did do it.
That's 08, right?
Yeah. They did do it in 08. That was probably to maximize seating. But yeah, more times, in recent years since they've gone back to MSG, they've done the normal Raw and SmackDown sets.
Yeah. Rob Van Dam.
Still going today. He was just on AEW a couple weeks ago.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I haven't watched AEW in ages, dude, honestly.
He was literally wrestling tonight.
Oh, is he?
Was he really?
Wednesday, yeah, I'm fairly certain he was wrestling tonight.
Good shit.
On AEW?
Yeah, man.
I have.
Let me check my sources on that.
I have not watched AEW in so fucking long. It's embarrassing now. And when I try to watch, it's like I'm not intrigued by it whatsoever.
It's because you never watch.
No. When I try to watch it, like, okay, I just don't. I'm not. Again, it comes down to you gotta tell me good stories, man. Look, I get the whole like, let's do pro wrestling, let's do flippy flops and all this shit, but you gotta tell me good stories to keep me interested. And for all the criticism you give WWE, they still tell stories.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. There was just some dude on Chris Van Vliet's podcast this week that
O'Shea Jackson. That was Ice Cube's son.
Yeah, he kind of, he riled up the AEW fan base and Tony Khan, because apparently,
as he should.
You know what I mean? He kind of said that, and everybody got bent out of shape. I'm like, he didn't say he hates AEW. He just said, like, make it compelling.
He also said no lies.
No, not a single
right. He also said too. Also, if someone is asking you who this wrestler is, don't be a fucking dick. Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to bring in new people into your fold. Don't be an asshole.
And with AEW is unreal.
Yeah. Stop, because you're only hurting your company and hurting you and going forward. That's all you're doing, morons.
Literally live now as we are recording this.
Yeah,
Rob Van Dam is teaming with Hook tonight on AEW.
There we go.
The match is happening right now as we're recording this.
Here's the thing,
but that's unfortunate. We're all wrestling fans here, nostalgia wrestling fans, and two of y'all didn't even know RVD was wrestling tonight on television.
No,
that's the problem.
Yeah,
but gatekeep all you want while your numbers continue to plummet.
Yeah, and I guess that's the thing too about it is it's like, you have these huge stars that come over from Japan. You have huge stars from the past. You have huge stars, people that are big, up and coming people within the business today, and they come on my TV, and I don't know who they are. Like when Vikingo had his first match in AEW, like I had no clue who he was, and they didn't tell me anything about him. Like it's like this isn't a guy on the AEW roster, so like why is he on here? Like, but they don't, and you don't have to give me his full biography, you don't have to give me his full history, but like come on here and tell me, a 14-time New Japan Pro Wrestling, light heavyweight champion or whatever accomplishment that is a reason why this guy is a bigger star in the business. Just tell me that. That's okay.
I don't even like that. Like I appreciate being told the story about Vikingo, but not everybody, like you said, Jim, is like a super wrestling fan. There are wrestling fans that just happen to be WWE fans. And those folks probably came up when WWE was the only option outside of TNA and like Sinclair broadcasts of Ring of Honor. So these guys are used to the WWE method of professional wrestling.
Right.
To not clue these folks in that he is like the longest reigning AAA champion, I forget what championship he held, is a problem, because you have to tell me why to care about this guy.
Right.
Yeah, he does some crazy shit in the ring and it
Right.
looks spectacular. But like when he misses a spot, it's very noticeable because he missed a giant spot, slipped on a rope. Shit happens, but you're like, oh, looks sloppy.
And like
I like
everybody,
Vikingo quite a lot. He won me over, and it didn't take long. I knew who he was, but like to your point, why aren't you just featuring your roster? You have a giant roster.
That's part of the
just
problem.
Feature the folks you have.
That's part of it too. But yeah, it's like and just doing cool like wild moves. Sammy Guevara does that, and
the Young Bucks do that.
Darby Allin do that. The Young Bucks does that. Like it just when and I know we joke about it, and sometimes I'll admit I'm more critical of them than I am of the WWE for sure. But like when there's a guy getting super bloody and doing 14 Canadian destroyers and 15 frogs, the 360 splashes and whatnot, like in match one, why does it matter when the guy in your blood feud, your hardcore any rules go match gets a little bit of color and gets hit in the head with a steel chair? Like,
well, Triple H busted open in this match.
Oh yeah, and RVD flips off Jericho.
Oh, that I forgot. I forgot you could grab him from inside the
everything was much
right.
more chain here.
Yeah. This one's much different than the current one. The current one was
right
a lot.
There's more plexiglass across the board, right?
I know a lot of WWE guys said that landing on the outsides of the canvas was as about as painful as it gets in this one. Apparently, the new chamber is a little more body friendly than the old one.
Right.
Well, this all just stood out from the ring, right? Like, and it just supported. There's no give to those outside riggers. Like, it's just metal.
Yeah. There's no forgiveness there.
That sucks. Honestly, from a distance too, the new one looks much more eye appealing.
When they say that these guys gave their bodies to the company and into the industry, this is what they're talking about. Shit like this.
Well, right.
But yeah, if you're an AEW fan and you're being asked, by someone who a wrestler is or what this is, you should be honored to be asked that and use it as an opportunity to educate people, not to be a dick.
I love bringing folks to pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I remember growing up watching wrestling with my niece. She's now 15 and has very little interest.
The new chamber is visually more friendly.
When you say new, when you say new, how new was that chamber?
2019 new?
I think it was first in
really? Oh, okay.
Pre-pandemic, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was right before the pandemic. And
all right, got that first entry coming in now. Who is it going to be?
I mean, he's storming the gate. I mean,
I did
entering the match.
MAGA Jericho.
I did notice the blood stain in the middle of the arena is dried from a prior match. That's things you don't see in the WWE anymore. Like that canvas has changed very quickly.
Right.
Tear.
I would say there was a spot right there by RVD's elbow.
Correct.
Pin attempt where it was a repair. Yeah, now
you don't see that anymore.
Have you been to like a WWE TV taping recently, EJ?
No, I've not.
It's been years. Yeah, I mean they change out the canvus
3 to 4 times?
Really? 3 to 4 times in an episode.
Probably. Yeah, probably every half an hour.
You'll see them come out, and the show starts. the night starts with probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 canvases, and then during a commercial break or like from when they do main event,
Mhm.
and then they go into Raw or whatever,
Yeah.
they'll come out every I don't know 30-40 minutes, and they'll remove one of the canvases and take it off.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they'll
Wow.
pre-tape
Come
Raw
along
or
way.
Speed
Yeah.
or whatever one, and then start Raw with the fresh canvas. Any sort of blood or even sweat, any sort of dark mark that's going to be picked up on the camera, that's replaced real
We
quickly.
have come a long way.
Yeah, it's
That's a damn sure.
like I remember watching back like WrestleMania 8 sticks out in my mind because you had Brett bleeding in the IC title match,
Flair in the world title match, bleeding.
Flair in the world title match, and that canvas just stayed. You had dried blood on there all damn night, man.
And Jim hates seeing stuff on the canvas.
Hate it.
I guess I want to address a bit of the elephant in the room now, because one of the things I want to talk about is something going on currently, and that is the return of the heel Rock. I fucking love it. I am back to like 18-year-old me, 19-year-old me. You know,
Rock's back. Spoiler alert!
Oh, stop it! I mean, and I love the fact of how organic.
EJ, when you were 18, 19, Gorgeous George, right, was wrestling. It was like back in the original.
Yeah, like
Lula was hot.
Corny days, right?
First off, yeah, like I'm much older than you are. I'm only 5 years older than you, dude.
Yeah, you always will be.
Yeah, exactly. No, but
you had posters of Mae Young in your room.
Oh God. No, but seriously though, like watching this whole situation, this whole thing play out, what I love about it is the fact of how natural it's come. Like this idea we all thought that Roman Rock was the finale, was going to happen, and that is what it is, and the crowd's going to take that, and then all of a sudden you have this momentum like, no, we want Cody to be the guy, and it's naturally changed the way the writing on the fly. You know, I don't think they were going to turn Rock heel until the Cody thing happened. And now we have
what the beauty is, EJ?
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's the best part.
You don't know. And I even said that. I said that so you had the press conference a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you had the SmackDown the week prior, right? When Cody comes out and is like, you know, I'm gonna get you, Roman, but not at WrestleMania. And then The Rock comes out, and there's all the backlash, and they don't address it on Monday Night Raw because why would you? You have a press event on Thursday that you want people to tune into.
He lashed my back.
And then you know you have the press event and Cody picks Roman, but there's still all this drama, and Seth is there and he's jawing at The Rock and this, that, and the other, you know, and then you know now this we've got full-fledged heel, and every, you know, the half the audience is like, look, they listen to us, and they're doing what we want them to do, and they're gonna give us Cody. And then there's other people that are like, fuck you, this was the plan all along. And the beauty is we don't know what's reality and what isn't, because they've done such a good job, you know.
What do you think is? Do you think they had planned, or you think they served this based on the? What do you think happened here?
I think personally, that the plan was going to be CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, picks Seth Rollins. Right. Cody Rhodes wins the Elimination Chamber, picks Roman Reigns. The Rock gets involved as like an enforcer or something like that, and ends up costing Roman Reigns, or at least like prevents like the other bloodline guys from like coming to the ring, which then results in Roman losing. And then we have the stare down to end WrestleMania. That's the lead off point to next year. We're getting our second guy in here.
Who do you think it'd be? I think it'd be Kane. It'd be Kane.
I bet it's Booker T.
I bet there he is.
Can you dig it, sucker?
And then then we're off to the races, Roman versus The Rock the next year.
Right.
I think everything changed when CM Punk got hurt. Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of way to go. Now, in terms of, you know, did they actually, were they actually going to go Rock versus Roman, and Cody wasn't going to take him on this year at Mania? I'd say there's a real good chance that was at least the initial thought. I think maybe the SmackDown, when Cody did that was kind of like they were kind of dipping their toes in the water.
Right.
Like had the crowd fully embraced Roman versus Rock, then I think that's what we do. And Cody goes and wrestles Seth Rollins, probably beats him, wins that title, and it's just another chapter of the story. But when there was such a reaction to it, I think they went, okay, maybe we don't do this. Maybe we go to plan B, because I think there's probably multiple ideas, and they were just seeing what was going to stick, and now we see what we got, and I think it's great. And that's the beauty, is I'm going to wait until something to wrestle with in 2037, when Bruce can legally talk about exactly what the decisions were, for this.
I mean, if you assume he tells the truth, because Bruce is still a company guy.
Of course.
So,
but yeah, no. Regardless, man, I'm on board. Like I said, I was gonna win either way, because we're gonna be at I'm gonna be at WrestleMania with the guys, and I was gonna be fine if Cody wrestled and was gonna win the title. I was gonna be fine if The Rock wrestled Roman and Roman just continued this run. It didn't hurt me either way, because I was on board for either match.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? A guy prone to another injury. CM Punk ruined the whole thing for everybody.
Fucking Phil.
Chicago Phil.
Come on.
I guess my question now is this, because right now the match is followed. Right now it's still Cody against Roman at WrestleMania. That is the match right now being built currently.
Correct.
That's correct.
And I mean, I guess my big question is this: is there a priority for Roman to beat Hogan's record? Is that still something you think they even prioritize it in general?
I don't know why it would be a priority for the WWE. They seem to not have an issue with Hulk Hogan. I mean, you're that close. I don't think we're ever going to get this close again. So maybe for the novelty sake of it, to be number 3 on a list, but he's never going to be number 2. Surely won't hit number 1. So what's the difference if you're the 3rd longest or the 4th longest reign in WWF history?
Yeah.
What's it matter?
I agree with you, but they
why?
But they were numbering this thing for a good while. Last year and a half, 2 years, they've been numbering 500 days champion, 1,000 days champion, and they're really close. And now, if they get to September this year, he passes the record.
I know there's going to be a lot of Cody crybabies if Cody doesn't win at WrestleMania.
You can get your Cody Crybaby shirt over at
you sure can.
Public, the three CT.
I need to buy one of those, actually.
Real good.
Yeah,
real good.
So good.
I got a couple pieces of my the Philly Mania merch.
By the way, Jim and Ryan, real quick, a little off topic. Did you buy your Trump sneakers yet?
No.
Your trees in 45?
No.
My business partner won the auction for the $4,000 ones.
That's as close as Trump's going to get to an Air Force One ever again.
You say that, but these that's another podcast another day, obviously. But
get out of here with your
don't talk about polls.
Get out of here with your
Jim hates polls. We know that.
I think polls are really important. I really do.
Which kind of
here's
polls?
The deal.
Polls?
If Donald Trump loses the election, the Republicans can only blame themselves and Donald Trump.
Right.
Put up a slightly better candidate than Donald Trump. There's enough people that is disenfranchised with Biden, that with his age and that will easily slide across the aisle. I'm not saying Nikki Haley is great, but put Nikki Haley on there. I think Nikki Haley wins the election. If Donald Trump wins the elections, the Democrats can only look at themselves and being content with another 4 years of Joe Biden. It's really only going to be 2, because the last 2 are going to be lame duck. That they weren't willing to budge off of Joe Biden and didn't take his age issue seriously enough. So each brand is only going to have themselves to blame as the losers here in November. But what do I know? I'm just a schmuck. I'll tell you who ain't going to fucking win. Kennedy.
Kennedy. But I will say I did enjoy his commercial at at the Super Bowl though.
You would.
It's the old JFK ones. The old JFK.
You remember the original one?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not old, bitch.
Which is ironic that he's using his family name in commercials when everybody else in his family has denounced him.
Yeah, I get it.
What else
Speaking of terrible people who are clunky at their job, Mayor Glenn has come into this one a bit sloppy.
I knew that was coming. I knew the Kane insult was coming very soon.
He was a little sloppy coming into this one.
A little bit.
I thought this was the dumbest Kane gear that we ever had.
This one?
It was awkward looking.
The original one? Oh, this is not the original one, but this is
not original.
Yeah, the original one was like it had like the red and black flames.
Right.
Yeah, this is like tank top.
Yeah, I love that one.
Red tape Kane.
This looks like awkward. It's like belt straps or something. It's fucking weird.
And there's like see-through spots in his pants, like Edward Scissorhands got to him.
Like BDSM looking stuff here.
Oh, gross.
And now you can't unsee it. Now there you go.
There's Dom Kane.
Dom Kane, not Don King.
No, there's a slightly different folks.
How long until
slightly
unmasked?
Right, slightly
after this. When did Kane
what? Not very close by here. About 03, I think 04.
Let's see here.
At Finger 11 Bop, man, his entrance theme was great when he was unmasked.
Yeah, it was June 2023. So we're about 7 months away from
nice.
No, so the very after. Here we go.
The unmasking.
I want more saliva. Put saliva back on my screen.
You're seeing I'm looking at these. Okay, Booker's out, right? Yeah, I think he's out.
Yeah, I think he just got.
Yeah. So these 6 guys here, a chunk of these guys are definitely top 20 all-time company, right? Jericho's top 20 all-time, right? I would say. Kane, I would definitely put in the conversation top 20 all-time.
In the WWE?
WWE.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunter definitely top 20.
For sure.
Booker T is the conversation for that also, too. Shawn Michaels definitely. Shit.
Shawn Michaels easily.
Top 5, my opinion, but that's just me.
I don't know. I don't know if Booker's there.
Top 20?
Top 20. Dude, I don't think you understand how few people 20 is.
I know.
Yeah, if you say in professional wrestling, I think that opens the door for Booker T more. I think he did much more in WCW.
Like he was really good in WWE once he came over, but yeah, I think it's man. But you open up it to all of professional wrestling. That 20 is such a small number.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Number.
Let me start jotting some names down here real quick. That's a great question.
You're going to be looking at some of the greats in Japan's history. You're going to be looking at some of the greats in Mexico's history.
Yeah,
if we're talking pro wrestling, yeah.
Now, if you're just talking North American wrestling, then I think Booker T's probably.
If we're talking WWE though, Booker T. I'm not saying he's top 20. Definitely, I'm just saying that it's definitely a conversation. We're thinking about it a little bit. He may not make the.
Well, I'm thinking about it because you said it. But if you wouldn't have said it,
you didn't say no. You said maybe, and maybe
I
not,
think I am saying no.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm saying a hard no on Booker T in the top 20 in WWE history.
So he's the only guy Rob Van Dam's not top 20, obviously.
Rob Van Dam's not.
So 4 to 6 guys are definitely top 20.
I think Kane is closer to being out of the top 20 than he is to being in the top 20. And 20
in
is
WWE history?
WWE history, yeah. As I know Ryan's doing it. I'm just gonna start jotting down. I'm gonna start jotting down some names.
Here's what I'll say as you're doing that. Here's what I'll say about that as you're doing that. The talent pool that's come in the last 10, 15 years might make that a reality. Because if you're doing a top 20 list, maybe a couple of years ago you would not put Seth Rollins in there. I'm putting top 20 all the time now. I'm sorry. Guys like him. Roman obviously is there now. Probably top 10, maybe close to top 5 if you really think about it. I mean, Tim, your teammate Tim on 3CTs thinks he's actually top number 1 all time. I don't know if I agree. I don't go that far, but
here's what I'll say. By the time Roman is done, he's gonna make a case.
Mount Rushmore?
He's gonna make a strong case. I think he's probably already in the Mount Rushmore.
I think the only problem with him being Mount Rushmore is that for 6, he was there 8 years before he turned heel. He came in 2012, right? 2013, the Shield. There was, I don't know. I was not booking the side. I'm talking about like in terms of like this the crowd and he was very polarizing. But then again, so was Cena. So
I was going to say, I don't think the crowd being polarizing about somebody or not impacts
right
his standing in the Mount Rushmore or not. Because
all that
when you're talking about a guy that's literally been at the top of his and been at the top of the company. Ryan, we're hosting the show now. What happened? Did the security van blow a tire? I think I might have blown a tire.
It's exactly what happened.
I already have 6 names and I'm nowhere near at Kane yet.
Yeah, dude, Kane's not in, and Booker T is not in the top 10.
Booker T is definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, he's yelling at his kids. I'm gonna mute him.
Is that what's happening?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
he got big mad real quick. I had to mute him. EJ, I had to mute you. You got to unmute yourself. Or I can unmute.
I was that loud?
Yeah, dude, I could hear you. You were yelling at your kids, weren't you?
Yep.
I heard one of them. They didn't go to sleep, right? Is that what I heard?
Nope. Yeah, that's correct. Fucking bastards.
Yeah, man, you got hot. I was like, wait a minute, I can hear him. He's yelling. I was like, I better mute him. I think I'm not telling you. Obviously, I don't have kids, so I don't have to tell anybody how to parent.
So top 20 all time. Hogan. Obviously.
Yeah, here's the deal. Booker T and Kane are nowhere near my list.
Throw your list out. It's 20 guys.
I don't have 20 yet. I've got Hogan.
Yes.
Triple H, HBK. I wanted to get the H's out of the way.
Yeah.
Cena, Taker.
Yes.
Bret Hart.
Yes.
Macho Man. Andre the Giant.
Yes.
Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Austin, Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio.
I put Mysterio in there over Booker T.
I put a hole. I put a hole in Mysterio. I'm not saying no, but I put a hole in that one. See other names.
Bruno Sammartino.
Got to do it with respect.
Eddie and Orton. Eddie Guerrero, Randy Orton, The Rock, and then I have 3 left to round out my top 20. And I feel
I hate this guy, but I got to put Warrior in there.
I feel like Warrior could go there. Yeah. I did not include I did not include Jericho, who I believe belongs there.
I think he's there too. What about Roddy Piper?
I have Piper on mine.
Top 20?
Yeah.
Of all time?
Yeah.
WWE.
I mean, easily the best one to not win a championship.
I think when you look at his importance in the early part of the company, and some of the stuff he did coming back, like at times, I think
the only unrecognized big heel from roughly around that era would be Jake Roberts, who I don't think gets the flowers he deserves.
It's funny because there's a lot of guys in that era between the late 80s and early 90s, like a Jake Roberts, like a Perfect, like a Rick Rude. Like I wouldn't put Jake top 20 easily, but you can have a conversation about him top 30, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think they belong in the top 20.
So I have a list of actually 20 names. Obviously, a lot of these are going to be repeaters from Ryan, but these are just 20 that I just rattled off in the last 3 minutes without any real hard thinking about it. I have Hogan, Taker, Michaels, Triple H, Roman, Cena, Bret, Warrior, Andre, Savage, Piper, Lesnar, Austin, Jericho, Orton, Bruno, Rock, Edge, Rollins, and Angle.
Angle's another one.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about.
You know what I mean? So right there, right there's 20 that I got that I would definitely put above Booker T.
Yeah, no, Booker, I don't think it's top 20. I think
Kane, if you want to put Kane in the mix for the top 20, I think you can. But I feel like the reason he is important to the WWE is the tie to the Undertaker. Like if
Correct.
we get the, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it is a tremendous story. It is a tremendous brother story. But like, if you go the Undertaker's career and if you don't have the Kane story,
Mhm.
I think the Undertaker's still just as important to the WWE in its history. And I don't think the WWE is worse off if you don't ever have Kane show.
Oh, without question. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Taker's already a top 10 guy before the Kane story even became a thing.
Right. So it's not a disrespect of Kane. I think it's just more about the reality of, you know, he came in in the late 90s. He was there he was there 20 years.
Yeah, I think the longevity actually helps his case, though. His longevity and keeping that character fresh.
About Kane?
Years.
Yeah.
Kane, yes. Well, Taker obviously.
He was the third ever Grand Slam winner in the WWE.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Okay.
He has numbers to back this up. He has numbers to make this a reality. I'm not saying to make it a reality, but he has stats.
Big Show's a Grand Slam champion. Christian's a Grand Slam champion.
See, Big Show, I would put Big
is
Show
a Grand Slam champion.
See, Big Show wouldn't
Hardy is a Grand Slam champion. I think take that with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, RVD a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, I think the Giant could be a top 20 WCW guy,
possibly.
But yeah, I don't think the Big Show. I don't even know if the Big Show gets in your top 30. I
am not the biggest Big Show guy in the world, so I mean,
I don't think he ever. I think he was past his prime by the time he got into the WWE.
Yeah,
and when he first came over, they didn't really utilize him properly.
And they can't say they didn't try after the first time. I mean, they gave him a fucking title. They
holy hell, he hit a lion's salt.
He beat Brock.
The only one. There we go.
I think it's not. Mm-hmm.
Jericho hit a lion salt, and the only one that ever landed.
There was an argument about 2-3 years ago that when I mentioned Seth Rollins in the conversation, and people saying no, not yet. Nah, that's over now.
He's in your top 20 now.
He's got to be top 20 now. The longevity, the like, to me, the big comp of Seth Rollins really is Randy Savage. That's the comp.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I think he's a similar. I think he's kind of today's Savage. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, what were you going to say?
I'm just looking up.
You're wagging your fingers. So I was like,
I was doing a Randy Savage. More of a circular.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a Rollins guy, but yeah, I don't think you can't deny.
Yeah.
You can't deny, and especially in a time, like they gave him, a spot in the match for the addition of new titles multiple times. Yeah. He's carried this new title for a year, and I think he's doing a hell of a job at selling the secondary title in a time where, like, it could very easily be, truthfully, who gives a shit about who wrestles Seth Rollins at Mania. But, like, he's doing a hell of a job, and he held his ground on the stage filled with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and The Rock. Like, Seth is that fucking good, man. He really is.
I don't think Cody's
our list also neglected any women's wrestler in the WWE that you would include in the top 20.
But who would you put in there? I think maybe Charlotte's considered. Maybe.
Charlotte for sure.
Charlotte for sure. Trish.
Bailey's story is still being written. I could see her having a spot.
Bianca eventually, if this continues, maybe be in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I just think that the ladies don't have enough longevity of being top of height of powers.
Because you're a sexist prick.
Thank you.
Way to go, Don.
Thank you.
I was looking up Triple Crown winners, and it's wild to me that Samoa Joe is really in rarefied air. He has won the Ring of Honor Triple Crown and the TNA Triple Crown.
Really?
Currently, the AEW, there's a chance he can actually pull the AEW Triple Crown. The only person to have done it in AEW right now is, oh my God, Kenny Omega.
Talk about a guy misusing WWE.
You know what? That would be Tag, TNT, and World. Would be the
in AEW. I believe so. Let me just confirm that real quick.
Yeah, they'd be
Talk about a guy misused in
World
WWE.
Tag Team.
Samoa Joe.
They count the 6-man championship.
okay. Here's the thing. I don't know
in
that Samoa Joe was necessarily
Good fit.
underused or whatever. Now, because like we forget that he was in multiple world title feuds. Like he wrestled Brock Lesnar for a world title. He wrestled AJ Styles for a world title. He was like one of the longer reigning NXT champions at a time when NXT was like really in that heated battle for the number 2 brand. And then the shit thing is like he gets into the main roster, he ends up getting hurt, and that's ultimately what derailed his WWE career, put him on commentary, and then now he's back in the AEW. Now he's in the AEW, but did you miss an opportunity by maybe not having him beat AJ and then just drop the title a month later or something?
Right. Maybe.
Sure, but if he does that, then you're also going to have people that are just going to go, well, his title reign didn't mean nothing because he lost it a month later. So like either way, you were going to kind of be in a lose-lose, because for a while there, we had a similar feeling about the Bray Wyatt when he won the WWE title at Elimination Chamber, and then he ends up losing it to fucking Goldberg. So like, and like for a while people were like, well, his title reign didn't mean anything. And I said, well, fuck that. He was a world champion. Like for Bray Wyatt fans, like that moment meant the world, because at least for one time, ended up being a couple, but at least for one time at that point, he was a WWE world champion and nobody could take that away from him. And like, so yeah, I think you could say missed opportunities with Samoa Joe. I don't know that I can sign off on like underused or misused or whatever. I think like you just maybe didn't capitalize on a moment.
And I say that someone that came back in 2019 and caught the very tail end of his run in WWE. So maybe I'm looking at it from like a glass half full kind of situation. By the way, HBK taking a lot of big bumps in this match too.
Yeah.
Doo-doo pants. Great match though. I mean,
it has been a fun match, man. And for I look at the Michael, and it's pretty wild that Michaels was in the first of a couple matches like this, and kind of set the tone for the rest of them, because he was in the first Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker.
I mean, who do you go to for these test runs? This is the guy. This is the guy.
Arguably the best to ever do it.
Yeah. Certainly my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. For damn sure.
Yeah, he it's obviously certainly one of the best to ever do it. And can't deny that. And
these guys had chemistry too, Hunter and HBK. They just had, remember, this is after their like unsanctioned match at SummerSlam, like 3 months after that. I would argue the greatest SummerSlam match in the history of that event.
EJ, is it true? Somebody who was telling me, I forget who it was, that when you were growing up, you used to make your family play sexy boy as you would enter a room, like for dinner.
Always. That is not fake news.
Dinner's ready.
That is.
I think I'm cute.
I
know I'm sexy. He would like burst through the door.
Yep.
And he's like, "What's for dinner?"
Do that white.
Fish dance. Sticks again.
Do that white boy dance. Not the Kyle Nash one, but
I just call that dance.
Yeah.
Nobody can do the Kyle.
No.
EJ just walking into dinner.
Fish sticks again. Shucks.
God damn it.
Fish sticks again. I love that Hunter move, the knee lift. Was it knee lift? I think it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
God, look at these bumps he's taking too. My God.
I love his pirate.
Sherri sang it.
He's so sexy. He's got the look. This
He's got the moves.
Dude,
she was
sensational.
So
Sherri
I love her. It's just
so
amazing.
Good. Just unbelievable. unbelievable. And it's a bummer that like women's wrestling wasn't really a thing when she was in the WWF, because like, she was actually a really good wrestler. Like she wasn't afraid to get like physical in spots.
Yeah, man, there just wasn't anybody else. I mean, she was so good with everybody. She was with her with the $1 Million Man.
Mhm.
When they stole Sweet Sapphire.
It's funny. It's funny. Look, I love Liz. Liz and Savage were phenomenal together because the whole yin yang kind of thing between the two. But in terms of matching Macho's temperament, Sherri was perfection.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why Liz worked though, because they were polar opposites.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it worked. But again, it's part of the evolution. This is why Macho is a top 10, some may say top 5 all time. The evolution of his character, not just him, but the way he built. It's always a female. It was different types of females, and no matter no matter who he had, it worked.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even when Liz tried, like, go back to the wedding when she replied like, "Ooh yeah," like it was so unlike the Machos. Ooh yeah, like it's.
Right.
Ooh, and
I remember watching this.
Man, he was just so.
I remember
good.
watching the Mega Powers in real time because I'm that old, and Liz never spoke.
Right,
no.
Maybe one word per like 3 months.
Right, Macho had her trained well.
Yeah.
Well, back then, EJ, you remember this? Were they allowed to vote then, or
only people vote for Reagan
later?
Only people vote for Reagan.
Yeah, there you go. Vote early, vote often for Reagan. I think was
how that was.
I think that was the campaign slogan that year, right?
Well, 88 was
exactly
Bush. Actually,
was vote early, vote often.
Yeah. Is this Sweet Chin music? Sweet Chin music. Tune up the band.
Two of the better bleeders in this era in the ring.
That's for sure.
Close this match.
What do you make of the Survivor Series logo? You like this one? Not as edgy.
It fit the era.
It's not as edgy though.
It's probably one of my least favorite Survivor Series logos. This style, but it fit the era.
I like the ones from the Attitude Era the best, actually.
You
thought it was Hulkamania, but no, I like the.
I'm still partial to the original, man, with the arch.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where it's at, man. I think all of the like original WWF, like the Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor
Rumble
Series,
definitely Rumble though. I will say Rumble.
Mania. Those logos are the best. Definitely, yeah. Those are definitely the best.
My volume is down here. Is JR on commentary here?
That's a good question.
I would believe this is JR.
Yeah, is Lawler?
With JR and King, I'd assume.
Is Lawler?
Cole would have been on SmackDown.
It's definitely JR.
Okay. I think they would list that on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Raw was JR and Lawler. SmackDown was Taz and Cole. Yeah.
Taz and Cole.
I will. Yeah, Taz Cole was pretty good too, actually.
The Fink was the ring announcer for Raw.
Look at that crowd. Look at that crowd.
Hot, man.
That's a good pop.
It's a very good pop. Shawn Michaels.
You don't even need the audio to know that's a good pop.
A good pop. You can see that
fans jumping around. That's good.
Got a new champion, and this will be Shawn Michaels' last championship, which is really weird in hindsight. Why did they not go back to the well again on HBK for another title run?
Because his back was shit.
Well, he's part time.
Is he wrestling Jesus?
He was still part time, but he was still
or tag teaming with God
active.
Or whatever he did.
But he was always in the conversation. He wrestled against Angle for the title. I think.
I honestly think the fear. You got this run, but I think the fear was that you were always on a pitch clock with him.
I like the confetti cannons. Bring that back,
dude. I would love that. I would.
This looks important. This is a big moment.
I know that the Mania 12 beating Brett was his shining moment, but this one's pretty up there. Though, when you consider,
I mean, it's because
the story,
the match that you thought could never happen,
and then the story, him coming back, and then beating those guys. The at the time, those were the who's who of 2002, like Kane, Hunter. This is Prime Hunter, Prime Kane, prime
The veteran, the
RVD.
veteran comes back and closes
Right.
one out. It's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
feel-good moment for
Right.
sure. And that establishes him, and I think that's the reason you don't see another championship on him. It establishes him as like the old guard, and
Yeah.
from here on out, his job is to put over up-and-coming talent.
Which
Give
Right,
him
like, he
hella
came back and did
matches
the-
and put some folks over.
He
For
did the
years.
blood feud with Triple H match at SummerSlam, and then
Correct.
we thought, okay, it's a one-off. He's done, and then he comes back for this and he wins it. And I think, yeah, it's just, it's a huge moment. But yeah, I think part of it is, he's older, can put over younger talent. But again, I think in the back of their mind, I mean, it would be if I'm the WWE, like at any point this guy's clock could run out. Like it really could. Like when you have an injury that serious, it has that potential, and you were already in a spot where he was carrying a title and had to drop it and leave because of the back injury, and I think there was probably trepidation with that.
And you know what? In hindsight, because it bothered me for years that he didn't get one more crack at it, but in hindsight, he didn't need a title at that point.
Mm-mm.
The main man.
He had a tag? Didn't he have he had a tag title run with?
Did he?
Was it with Hogan?
Maybe.
I want to say it was with.
Funny, he gets a tag title run with Hogan or someone else, but not with the Rockers. Funny.
Right. Yeah, I want to say. Let me.
That's
Who was that?
Shawn Michaels.
I think he. Yeah, I think he had.
I think I won Austin in '97. That's all I remember.
What are you asking about?
That he had a tag title run with Hogan, didn't he?
2 with Diesel, 1 with Austin, 1 with Cena, and 1 with Triple H.
Okay, so maybe it was
Cena, I guess. Then
it was Cena. Yeah, I was gonna say I remembered him having a tag title. Spot because that was a big
Stone
thing
Cold.
in that
You
era.
said Stone Cold, right?
Yeah, he won. That's '97.
Yeah,
though.
he had one with Stone Cold.
That,
So-
that was
couple
before.
weeks.
I'm talking after the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gotcha.
Sorry, yeah.
Anyway, so we just
Also, a one-time European championship. I never knew he won the European
He
championship.
did when he faced Taker at the Hell in a Cell in '97.
He was the first, right?
Champion. Yeah, he was the first or second.
I think he was the first.
I thought Bulldog was first. Wasn't
It
Bulldog
will be.
first, and then he beat Bulldog for the title? I thought. I could have sworn Bulldog was champion first.
Bulldog was, yeah.
Yeah, and he beat Bulldog in September of '97, and he was European champion for a little while, actually.
Wow,
82 days.
the bumper on the following year, Goldberg defending the world championship. I think that was against Triple H a year later at Survivor Series, and then McMahon wrestles Undertaker in a buried alive match. What a zany time!
That was the buried alive match where Biker Taker got buried so that Dead Man could return at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
Because
right.
and I mean obviously because I think that was the closing match on the show. But if you fast forward ahead and see that,
The closing match was Goldberg Triple H.
Was it okay? But if you fast forward to the buried alive, you will see that his hair he has already kind of started growing his hair out a little bit because he was going with that really tight short haircut back then, but he started growing it out. We should have seen it coming in hindsight, but we didn't. But yeah, that's he went away so he could come back as a dead man again.
So, as we wrap up here, what do you guys think about the match? Great match, solid match. What do you think?
It was fun. I know I've seen most of that match before. I don't think I actually saw the like Bischoff going around and explaining all the rules and the situations before.
Right.
So that was kind of neat. I'm glad, like, obviously with a brand new match, it's nice that you do that.
As I'm watching, I realize this is the first time I think I watched that match in full like that. I've seen clips of it through the years, but I've never seen that match
Well,
start to finish.
Yeah.
So,
What match?
oh my god. By the way, Oppenheimer is now on Peacock. I just saw
now you
that.
see why I get pissed every Thursday.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, it's actually.
Have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
No, I will watch it.
Yeah,
this weekend.
carve out 3 hours and watch it. It's a great film.
I'll
Yeah,
check it out.
Yeah, real good.
Hold on, right now I'm in the middle of watching The Sopranos.
Yeah, you got to give it the time. It's
Yeah,
it's a haul, but
I'm halfway through season 3 of Stranger Things.
Oh, you're making
Jim,
weight
I'm
on that.
so
Making
proud
weight is
of
good.
you.
See,
Oh, dude,
so happens when you don't podcast a little while and actually take time for
I'm
yourself.
hauling through it. Oh no, I would have still done it if I was podcasting. I just wouldn't. I would just sleep less.
Or forget you have time. Time is on your side because you don't have kids.
That's true. Yeah, I don't have those things.
Unfortunately, I can't watch that in front of the kids, so I got to be very careful when I'm watching it too, especially. So,
Hashtag you problem.
yes,
How
exactly.
old are your kids?
In April they'll be 11 and 7 because they both birthday the same week.
Yeah, not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet. Not quite there.
Not
Yet.
quite
Although the 11-year-old loves to cuss though a lot. So.
Well, yeah. Look who his dad is.
So you had sex twice in the summertime, is what you're telling me?
Pretty much, yeah. We had sex.
Summertime girls got it going on.
We had sex on our anniversary.
Okay, this is an odd
conceiving
conversation to
Yeah,
be
we had sex
recording on a podcast.
We had sex on our
Oh, that
dating
got
anniversary.
That got weird real quick.
Got
Real
conceived on July 4th, which was our dating anniversary, and then we knocked her up twice in that time.
Jesus.
Oh, you had kids before you got married. Sinners.
No, dumbass. I got married before I had kids, bro. Come on, man.
Oh wait, was it Kyle that was the sinner?
No, Kyle got married before he had kids too.
Did he? Oh, good.
Yeah. Well,
You're fine, upstanding citizens.
I'm a nice
Come
Christian
on,
man.
Jim.
Literally, last
You
name.
are literally a
Same.
Christian man. That is correct.
Literally and figuratively. Anyway, plug away, Big Jim.
Yeah, you get me at Big Jim Sports on Twitter. I got the link tree there for all of my podcast stuff. Huddle Up Podcast. We're now in the off season mode, so obviously there won't be quite as much content going up there, but we'll convene in March to get some off season content going. I'm actually, you can see some notes here. I'm actually recording a discussions with a nobody when we wrap this.
Really? I was going to ask you that question.
Now that I got some time, we're going to fire that one up. So check that out. And of course, 3 Count Thursday, 3CT will be live tomorrow. We got some shows to preview. As like we said, Elimination Chamber this Saturday. Going to go see some indie wrestling on Friday night. So we're going to preview that show. We have the Tuesday podcast. So yeah, we're firing all cylinders towards WrestleMania. So super excited. We're the Wednesday before WrestleMania weekend is officially 10 years to the date of episode 1 of 3CT.
What, are you guys do anything special for that?
I got a few things planned. I got a few things. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but
Okay.
we're gonna celebrate.
Jim's gonna show his butthole live on Facebook.
Oh my God!
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! Ryan, plug.
Don't follow me. I generally don't like people. Jim covered everything about 3 Count Thursday. That's all you need to know. You can find my shit there. I'm
You'll
not a
see
great
random-
follow. I just bitch about things on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I don't trust if you call it X. Only narcs call it X and PLEs. They're called pay-per-views. That's a narc term if I've ever heard one. Yeah,
I ain't changed for anybody.
Don't follow me.
Wait, so I'm half a narc? Is that what you're?
You're a
calling me?
full ass narc because you call it X too sometimes.
No, I don't. You shut up. I do not. I wonder what your last.
Real quick, I did record a really, really great podcast with some friends about cover songs that we've been talking about. We've ranked our top 10 favorite cover songs. Oh no, we've never recorded that either.
That's a really good idea. We should probably do that at some point. You've
Yeah,
never
just
brought that up once before.
Yeah.
Your last tweet, Ryan's last tweet, he retweeted 5 years of Hunter Biden coverage, and all of a sudden media has lost interest now that we learn it was a Russian op that Republicans were happy to engage in. Absolutely insane. Not wrong.
Yeah.
Your last actual tweet was you quote retweeted the card from Elimination Chamber. It said, as you said earlier, I'm not waking up to watch this. I'll catch it later in the day, but I'm not watching live. There you go.
That's great. Fellas, good job as always, man.
Love it. Always good to talk to you.
Of course.